Mariola hino balie anala bambang ka wurkiti ka bambang ka tuama badi mulu anal badi malum Mr. Tenkobo aka I'm the only romantic man in my village, the biggest village in the Gambia. Please search or Google. Ladies and gentlemen, ngaje bi Nyanchola manager afunsanam. Sorry yunga bi bite yunga kwa ndana to nyaro. Nyanchola manager funsanam adiamuta. Alhamdulillah ay kumol fo kumala ala kumomoy du moni santo be. Nga fale ko tel always nyimbe kumala ndel be kejibe nyaara ala tel kejibe sonde molla. Nyaara star bla nyonya ko no tita tet mba fete ji lamba lola nyoka mba jijala be kum fengal janna be fengal janna fa be fengal kam ko misa fe lola jibe kan men kum jimi ndaduma ba bara lonko mol sonde mo be kanne. So therefore ale nganyim video lamay bang ñe mu ne fo ñim video jam after nga na mbray na say. But if you are new in this platform, do all your effort and subscribe in this channel. Don't forget it's your boy Tenkobo, aka I'm the only romantic man in my village, the biggest village in the Gambia. Please search or Google. Obivan, Makoy bang nganyim video jibe Nyanchola boss wala money baro hanga boss dron. Not have like money but I have boss. Sorry, hold on. Nganyim jibe sign ngamray na sign thing. Please stay tuned. I arrest my case.
Like we were discussing, the matter was at the police station and so on, and you know, it was resolved, and all of you went home, and you
exactly, and that's it with 50 sisters.
Yeah,
and then even earlier today, I was speaking with Banna in this because I mean he's Conte, I am Jobate, so we have that jovial ties.
Okay,
you know, Jobate and Conte.
So
yes, so resolutions, like I said, I went back to the books, you know, and then try to solve that particular problem because I know as a music businessman, you cannot do away with the public. Your services comes from the public, the promoters, the event organizers, you know, associations and organizations. So the more you try to maintain a cordial vibe and good relationship with the public, the more advantage that you have. But then we are all human beings. That is why initially I said conflict is inevitable. And then show business. This is what show business is all about. So we resolved that and then I went back home. Now again, like I said, after the Jambanjeli issue, a meeting was called, you know, allegations, sentiments went higher, only to be there the next day after the Sunday meeting in Bakau, when Nyanchos said they've decided to do away with the company ideology and they want to bring in an independent lawyer to prepare another contract, which means my contract is no more needed. The contract that I've signed with them is no more needed.
So who said that?
Yes. Huh?
So
yeah, Nyancho
said that.
Yes.
So that was after the police station.
No. That was the first thing. The first thing.
When I said I don't mean the last week incident.
Okay.
I mean the previous one.
The previous one. That was end of it. That was the 50 sisters issue, which is very clear now.
Okay.
So yeah, you know, we've gone past that. Now this recent issue.
Okay. Recent issue.
The recent issue. The drama that you mentioned.
Let's talk about that now.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was based on the meeting that we had in Bakau on that fateful Sunday, when Nyancho brought up the issue of the Nyancho Apataki Entertainment Company and brought in this issue of bookings and then said that there were bookings that I took without the knowledge of the team. And I said, I want to be very, very specific. Whose knowledge? Is it Nyancho or the team?
Okay.
Because whatever that I've been doing, Nyancho, over the years, over my relationship with Nyancho, I think I and Nyancho, we had 1 year, 7-8 months, our job relationship, from 2018 August to this very moment. So when we got there, I said, it is this August coming that we should in fact have a meeting around this contract. If there is any amendment meeting that we should have or reviewing session, it should be 18th of August, this 18th of August, 2022.
Okay.
Because that will be 2 years.
Okay.
And there is a provision in the contract that says, that is why when I saw Nyancho sacked his manager, I was like this, maybe it's some little negligence. By that I would mean lack of understanding of certain provisions in the contract. The contract says, no member in Nyancho Apataki Entertainment Company should be sacked or move out without prior notice. 2 years prior notice.
It has to be 2 years.
2 years prior notice to either the CEO, the general manager, or to the rest of the subordinates before the person leaves. I want to be very clear. Meaning, when a particular person decides that he or she wants to leave, there has to be a 2-year notification. You know, that is to say, okay, in 24, I want to leave Nyancho Apataki Entertainment Company.
Right.
Based on these reasons, either you want to go back to school, you know, you want to travel, but we must be notified. So that we can know this also they just want to leave. Or a particular media director wants to leave. So when they say, you know, when he states that, okay, we want to bring in an independent lawyer for another contract.
Okay.
So I said, oh, that is definitely a funny situation here, because technically
The timeline
or logically,
wasn't-
exactly, if somebody tells you that, that person is genuinely telling you that we don't need your contract, or we want us to nullify, because there are certain provisions that had or has favored us 1 year ago. Now, those provisions, we are not in support of them, or they did not go down to favor us. Maybe it is the hierarchy of CS,
Yeah.
but I cannot preempt what is in Nyancho or whatever he wants to say regarding the hierarchy of CS. But then wherein you inform me that you would want another contract, and when there is this contract, what are you telling me? So we also here in the we peruse, and then we reminded everybody that we all had signed this contract except Fafanding, his earlier teen contemporary, his friend,
Okay.
his best friend on earth, Fafanding,
Okay.
is the only person who haven't signed this contract based on his personal reasons. And his reasons were that he felt the contract wouldn't be in his favor, or he is not interested in the contract that Jobz has established. He wants to work with Nyancho based on friendly vibes. I remember the first day that I called him regarding this contract. He said, bro, I had that day, I had everything. Nyancho updated me, but then I don't want to establish any contract with Nyancho. Nyancho is my childhood friend.
Yeah.
You know, I can do anything for Nyancho. I can be of service to Nyancho for gratis, you know, for free. Whatever he gives me is fine, but I am not going to sign a contract with you.
So
With my
because
money.
as a result of this thing,
Yeah.
that's why you people end up at the police station.
Yes, I would say logically, because the contract issue also came up. The issue of hierarchy of pays or responsibilities. You remember the Jambanjeli issue that I said we were coming from Jambanjeli, because I want you also to take account of all these transactions. Kumar.
I have a retentive memory.
Yes,
so don't worry
yes,
about
please,
that.
because the Jambanjeri issue, my observation on the hierarchy of CS, you know, is what brought about the issue. And Fafanding admitted that he was not the one, or he is not the one responsible to be sharing monies, because he, one, did not sign any contract with us. Two, he is not part of the senior management team of Nyancho. Three, he is not the finance officer for Nyancho Apataki Entertainment Company. Four, he is not the general manager for the company. So his responsibility is to back Nyancho during performances, but not to share monies. This was what I put to Fafanding.
So,
And quite impressive. He texted me to say, my apologies, I understand your point. On that very night when I got home, this was, you know, late night when we got home from Jambanjeli. He put that to me. The next day, we went to Brikama, you know, on a show. Then Sunday was the meeting that Nyancho called. The contract issue came up. The hierarchy of CS also came up. Yeah, right? Yeah. The contents or the provisions in the contract came up, because I, in fact, had to go through my responsibilities. On that day, I had to, you know, read all them, you know, all my responsibilities out for them to hear, because the issue of me taking monies on behalf of Nyancho also came up in the meeting. It is my responsibility as the general manager of Nyancho Apataki Entertainment Company to lobby for funds for Nyancho, to go and look for monies for Nyancho, but in consultation with Nyancho, because he's the one that I signed contract with. But again, it will not be Nyancho's earlier teen contemporary or childhood friend's responsibility to request documents from me, because he did not sign any contract with us. So wherein you are a support staff, wherein you are a staff for gratis, wherein you are a voluntary staff for Nyancho, you are not
so now
a staff for Nyancho. So you should not request certain documents. You should not even go about the issues. You should not be responsible for certain things. So I want that to be established.
Eventually,
yeah.
But you kind of telling me now, it's allowed for you to go and lobby for funds and get things. So you lobby for
It's
funds?
here, yeah, I lobby for funds. It's in the contract. It's here. It's my responsibility to go and lobby for funds for operations to happen.
Let me see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all here.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, in consultation with general management, the GM shall serve as a lobbyist
for
Nyanchos endorsement deals, fundraising events, projects or album launch events, audio and audio-visual productions.
So as far as you are acting within the perimeters of the law.
Yeah.
But when you collect those monies, what happened?
Very good. Nyancho is notified as the one that I signed contract with, as the CEO of the business, as the one that I am working with. Anything that I'm doing, any payment that is coming to the account or that is in the account, Nyancho gets alerted and he knows that money is there. Any personal issue that I have or Nyancho have, I and Nyancho, would talk about it and withdrawals will be made from the account or through the ATM card. So there has not been any transaction that happened on that account without Nyancho's knowledge or without Nyancho's presence. I want that to be established. The rest of the team members, I am coming, please, Umar, I beg. The rest of the team members, I do not want to go there because of the orthodoxy. I and Nyancho has a mutual vibe. And there are things that we worked out, things that were known to the team, but there were things that were not known to the teams. The issue of monetary, it has never been an orthodoxy for the team to know what was coming in from the lobbying deals of Jobz, from Jobz transaction, from his capacity as the one responsible for these monies to come. But Nyancho has been notified as the person that Jobz signed this major contract with. So if some nonchalant has sat at somewhere to say, just a mere contract in his platform, he do not know what are the legal implications of a contract because the person wouldn't know about business laws.
So did you in any as stated in your agreement here, did you receive money from people and you did not deposit in the account but you kept it with you?
I have never received any money from anybody without the money being in the account or without the money being put to Nyancho's notice for either a personal problem that has come for it to be sorted out between me and Nyancho.
So
Omar Donros, please, I beg your pardon. Between me and Nyancho. I want you to establish this between me and Nyancho. Anything that I used to do or I was doing, Nyancho in person has been so much informed about whatever transaction, be it secret or transparent. The rest of the team regarding their performances, updates have been given. And I will tell you about all these numerous performances. It was on the 24th of April this year that I personally text Nyancho. I messaged him to tell him all the programs that we're supposed to play. And I also sent in the same information to Nyancho's management page or forum on WhatsApp to inform the subordinates, the other workers about the programs that we're supposed to play. Because that is an orthodoxy or a general belief or a culture in the organization. Whatever or whenever we have shows, the entire team, particularly the technical staff, there comes the choreographic team and all these people should be informed because performances are involved. So we update all of them.
So along the way, you people landed in at the police station.
That's right. How did we get there?
How do you get there?
Nice. It was the issue of Kembuje that took us to got us to the police station. Because we had this little problem and it was within us. And we were trying to solve it. And then I realized it would be very hard for me to solve it because the problem is on two folds. One, an internal factor. Two, external factor. An internal factor, that is where the domestic reality lies. Because my problem with Nyancho, I'll be very, very honest here. People are watching. And this was exactly what I stated when I was giving my statement at the police station. My problem with Nyancho is not a monetary problem. I want it to be very clear. My problem with Nyancho is a domestic problem. Now, the internal factor, there lies a domestic reality. But then, not everything that you know will be said on social media. Because we studied communication, we've spoken to communication experts before this session. We know the ethos, the locus, and the pathos of communication. So there are certain things, let me tell you please, Omar, please, I beg you. There are certain things that I, Jobz, will go to the grave with. I will never reveal. Because organizations have their cultures, they have their routines, they have their rituals. So it is an organizational ritual for Jobz not to disclose certain realities or certain transactions between myself and Nyancho. So there comes, let me tell you, now the domestic reality, I want you to establish that also.
That's what
I am saying that the problem is domestic.
Yeah.
But it is that domestic reality that came out to bring out all these monetary issues that happened
when you said,
years ago.
When you said domestic, can you be explicit?
Yeah.
When you said domestic,
Domestic here would mean the problem is from home. There also there's a subset.
Well,
yeah,
I was privy to that.
Yes,
I know some because the launching thing and so on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I am coming.
Do you want to go into
No.
You don't want to talk
now
about
I don't want to go into the domestic problem. I want this to be clear.
But
then the problem emanated from that domestic reality.
Good. Ngalak mumele. Yaje kumala nyininka. Fokolo ka fute mal bay kamel koni ba. Mil ka fota banko ko. Ika ko ta mul blo kono ba milan ko be ke futandi kon do to ba. Andumbe suel janda ba nyanda ka jam understand ba ken. Ni pointo. Nyanda ka lon ne ko faka ko ta mul bulu bam faka ko ta mul blo kono bar je man koy. Yes. Angale kamba si val ko duma jam. Borom tan li talala. Ngaboje. You understand? Domestic problem. Allah you angale kam fo adi amu sharbak. Iti alno ko yimum la nyola. Ise mandinka man. Mandinka dina mandinka di wala mandinka kalme wala gambe ko kankini tomboje. Idi amola. Bay kanyim angale kam men tay be kebe jurma nyole kadi am jumanle. Akadi am gambe lole. Hana la TRRC e ka kana so ral so jeli mi an ko. E kadi am both local language so. Ndefa mo ka funda kan local language. Ndeka fo ko universal language. Understand wala nga fo ko original language. Wala ka fo local language. Aje. So therefore, she can't come and look. Isi diamuno na kanala nsi menmueno. Andun kaya da ka translate so le. Ba ni umal wal ni medium la anglika la ka dia join l'islam. Ka ndene nga menole. Because majority han kili what is going on here. First Allah for to be first because nyanjo ko na janne, nyanjo la management team ko na janne, mo funda janne jamta janne, bar gambelo moti yemi safu ka xam ngi lak mo moy. Ba tal jamta anglikan la al dambal ya sarño kanje ba taballa mankuto malla ko mo kono wala mankuto bon Mr. Manager la ko kono. So therefore, koro dum damuntole koro tatale bam famanta. Bar ñing kalo yi tan jam kom ko ñim man ko ta. Ko mi tan jam. Akala fa kon day fa ndal baraka membe demal kambe jundu yo ko janting. Okay, concerning about this domestic love for domestic style I don't know for over style for munya I don't know whatever you call it. Understand? This domestic problem so you took it to the gefala. Eje pachi. Andu niyo fanda fana jibe ala gugula jibe ko fana fanda bakele. Asi minno ku jamalla because it's a proverb. A proverb and proverb da dandi asi apply no la jama baleto. You understand? So it's a gefala. You understand? Me nyanjo temaldi. Nyanjo fana ma dolfo ak malota ay te kujini. Ay ta kujeka. Wodo kumo man senia because when I come man senia nyanjo man kumo senandi manager man kumo senandi. Folto be yund la bento because manager kala gefala. Hani mun kala kala gefala. Nyanjo fana ko kala fara folo ko manager fundi ay ga soti afara sina tabullo fara. So therefore there is a confusion here. There is a confusion, very terrible confusion here. So therefore, bam, alingo ni karakantala. So nga boje ko tekte, nga dalla contrat. You understand me? Before you move by for enter notification di ala kayden ko 2 years mi bayla. Adel la loi, aliya dare bang pour kal fam febo bang wala la dare bang because ni loi man ko war comme ko ha mo ci fam guide no menna. Ni mu loi just like favor. This is not a law, this is favor. You understand me? For manager ni yaro ne yakaram da fana ban kayde ko metti nyaro wala me ku kurun kala janne ibage ni kele fanga 2 years. As okay? But it's too much. Notification on niveau de la mola no. It's a notification 3 months, 6 months is okay. So as ku keno afana. But sanye killing, sanye fula. Come on. Anyway, ofanda to da mal d'accord carte. Bar ku killing mi jam bo fula de fana yi. Nyantonyon ni shifa nyon dolo. Nal ni molbe lunga ngela pipa wokto. Ali careful baki. Alala time wota ali careful be killing karang. You understand me? Because abisaveli menna ila kante. Atla kante wandi kanalom. So na de dawo kanala baki. Ay kando da ekiji. Boyete balon kando buje wosiye man wala sinya wala wala sinya man wala sinya fula. Imam understanding so de wala understanding is law in that part. So therefore, mo ngi mi allo ka fa nafa mo wande wala e fa warti fanti baki. Because kula mi andoko al masafi mande kanna al masafi fula kanna al masafi jola kanna al masafi sula kan al yasafi angale kanla so angale kan to dumbuje ite nata la kan jam feddi abe wodo do yusle te mo wodo men fahamu me bi te fanan do ko la ko it laftu sorry billahi ko ba makana do ko la ko te la firi wona dron as ngamne je soto ngamo ken do soto 10 so ma wori ka kudo je ke senandi nalbe dia ko always ala calcul ko ko yasi nanole nalbi dia ko no kuyashi nano nim ko arna say bi fa gaydam la because munamu ila kayto ma kara ngenta ka kanyami you understand me a jarata fa mo jani ko mo lulu yele kala xam ba kilinki lay nyako yebe la miro jeba yebe la understanding jeba bon naka do ko no brang at the end ni pare ya na pare da bola al kal ya bayla ma bay because abi kayto bi gel no ka sa fan difference no ka da benna of course because al be da sign na pare bi aslu na sa fan difference jela al yes, I'm sorry. Atanoje because munamu o man la loi kante andali asafe la sign. You understand? Okay, ni manager fana. Ini moja mala jaji ja wala kana kabida karanka. Beta ite mi nyamenten kanda karanka fo de ite lo fo de. I beg no go. Ite mi nyamenten fo ite mo kumsi so ite da karanka fo ko de. Wala say na ka ina kala man sakunda fana say. Yo I beg don't go. Ite mi nyamenten mo ko so ko ite lo ka fo ko de again. With your this knowledge mbarale la ñu ci ko dal no xana ka fi mako dege I don't die ngabe foyten so stay tuned so therefore if I dakar la bake hakilo bake so ni ma kada bake hakilo tu wato wati ko na de function and am say de function because munamu dolbe lak mo tala lo telak mo tala tan ñon tala bi tala sini because munamu ngaje kom ko advantage bala jay janjo kanjam yaje kom ko lo war sati ya yangal kudu la jang e ma je ko mota asembe ndam bawji e asembe ndam family problem o sa yala mota tan no jibak because e mol pousse e tan mol sembe family wala this man don't die o ka be foten ay mol pousse ata mol sembe family problem pam dem ndaje nobody will enter say dama ko dabu ñoko ñam bu ñam to fana mudu ay dama tay moléculaire ñoko na ay dabo jaan ñoko na mudu il fana mbol accept la because il faut ko def mo do fola afana ka def mo do fola say defo albert la ñu ngaba na jantani e ma ñay frank mo do ko kaf ko harare kabro lo harata ku do ya to fola fa janna sa atema o be mo camouflage ko mo le understand o be mo camouflage ko le de ku mo tani mi fam me ale fa angale camera ñendi mbakale wala ñendi mbakale to ku no jiba ndi mbakale understand na be banko men kal jam woni na kan la ngande kan moy understand ale ko be dobo jani ñoko mande kan la ala bi dobo jani ñona fula kan la ala bi dobo jani sura kan la o sura dul ni mande ka dul ni fula dul ha no yalla ko mandi programme la so dobo jam ko la jam woni kan ci même moy le be ci même faamu no bon ni te kam angale kam balte ci ñoko itala university le itala SS3 le itala kende unta mo faale ndata faale fa nan tan da haagi to don to na haagi to da jefa dan ko reke bar ñing ko poro jodo. You think that you are clean, man clean, tell me invite na na jam Kabefo. Ni mo na fa problem tiji. Ndale men ga men fola mbo kelale. Still na emotion ya mala fashion dale. Emotion ya o. Nga bele fo tan emotion jang. Wada wani ci dala ding. Nji to fo yan ci furfuru ko tiyo. Nji te ko tiyo. Tachi ta kuno je. Alka kutri mbolo ke mo la gambe bam ko jang. Alka kan angani kam bana la ndia bakatan dakafo. Ni men dem de ka fona BFT le men bloko wala CNN wala DVD. Ibu ka don't know. Whatever you call yourself, man hagi tiji. All this Kalabantani Kukodani no baby stop pam in this country. And the Nulbula they live, they enjoy. Ni me I come go haka. Yes, obviously you have talent, you work in the Sawarta, to be frank nak, Moluka Dikil and Anduila, do go take a course like Gigi will not Mola Miano Tunga that site back. Understand? And nine manager mangiri na somebody yani kugonde to the frank nak it good. But it atijo arisifa akudu nyugo ko take abe moment alabla na kanka fo I beg ni na kanka fo mari bina lan ko reken kamiro la ko reken ala yu abula biko nyanyan tutare nga to ngala kay nyanyan tutare ka en ko ado ko leje ala jindi jedne la to ngala kay andu mo me ala ko sayta na wakil tatak bar ko ko am forya wala problème am forya yes am na forya no to ngala to defend best dila nak but in this case ndede be so best dila jam war jan si fufu jam ko hernya herela ita ko kuno je mario la hino balie anala bambang ka wikiti ka bambang ka tuama badi anal badi malom Mr. Tenkobo aka I'm the only romantic man in my village, the biggest village in the Gambia. Please search Google and just be careful.
You come and cry. Enioji, raka kamuna po.
I don't say subscribe. Okay, thank you.
Kula yere jismani follow.